There you go.
All right, so let me share my screen. Just take me a second. All right, cool. All right, so this is cash offer, no contingency, just like it sounds. We actually just bought the website, cashoffernocontingency.com. So we're working on that right now. But this is for clients where, clients putting down 5%, they can't compete with the person doing the cash offer, or they lose out to someone that maybe has better terms. And it's also for the client that has a house to sell. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. Right now, in terms of like what the market looks like, all right, the biggest segment of the market is move-up buyers. Okay, so these are people that currently already own a home and they want to get, they have a three-bedroom, they want to jump into a four-bedroom, or they're in one neighborhood, they want to move to a better neighborhood. So biggest segment of the market, move up buyers. Your second biggest segment of the market is the first time buyers. Together, this market makes up over 70% of the real estate market today. And we think that these are the major people that we're going to affect with this program. We can also offer it for investors, for clients relocating, and even it's been a lot of clients are talking about it for clients that are downsizing. It's been huge. So the way the program works is, or excuse me, the benefits of it, it removes the mortgage contingency, removes the appraisal contingency. We are looking to see that the property is at least a C4 value, C4 condition, which is pretty generous. Just to give you an idea, I had an appraisal that had this one was a C5, and you can see like, the roof's like about to cave in, like so.
Yep.
Like most of the properties we see in New England are going to be C2, C3, but C4 is pretty generous, and this is just to kind of show you what a C4 looks like. Excuse me, a C5. So really, this is enabled to help the first-time buyer. 70% of these buyers are losing their home to cash buyers or people with better terms, and they're just unable to compete. Buyers are making offers 7 to 10 times, and they're just getting frustrated with today's market. So what we do is, first time when you refer a client to us, we're going to do the initial pre-approval kind of vetting out. After that, we're going to take them to another level of approval, and that's going to be getting them fully underwritten, providing a fully underwritten loan commitment by our underwriters. The client is then going to take that fully underwritten loan commitment. They're going to upload it to our cash offer no contingency site, where they're going to put in the property address they're looking to buy, what the offer price is going to be, and then within 2 minutes to 2 hours, our site will come back with a bunch of different offers. So they might come back, the client might be offering 500,000. The site will come back, okay, 500,000 is your cash offer, and then it'll give them additional options. So it might say, at 510, you can do that offer, but you'd have to make up the gap of $10,000 in order to make a cash offer on that property. I think it'll do it up to like four different offers. So client will select an option. They have to put down 5% earnest money. This is for conventional loans only, so no FHA, VA. If the client qualifies for conventional, they're going to qualify for this program. The client then selects the offer they want to make. At that point, they would get a cash offer letter that they would give to the seller to let them know that this is in fact a cash offer. They would also even get a proof of funds to show that we have the funds to pay the house off in cash. The client pays $499 for this service of making the cash offer. So then the other thing we can do is if you have a client that has a home to sell, right now 90% of those clients are not getting their offers accepted. And I would say in Massachusetts, it's probably even closer to 100%
Yeah,
of
you're
those,
right.
yeah, of those, they're not getting their offers accepted. because they're making them contingent to the sale. So with this program, what happens is cash offer no contingency places an offer on the home. It's obviously not a full price offer, but what this enables us to do is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have a loophole in their guidelines, which basically state that if a client has a property they're selling and it's under agreement with a full loan commitment or a full commitment to buy the home, we don't have to debt that client for that old debt. So as long as the client qualifies for the new property, they're going to qualify for buying the house without selling their old house.
What happens if the sale falls through, Jim?
Which sale? The one they're
Uh,
buying or the one they're
the
selling?
one they're selling.
So the client doesn't, it's not going to fall through. We're the ones making the offer on the property.
Mm,
After we close on the new property, the client then has 6 months to sell the previous property.
okay.
The client pays $9.99 for the no contingency. But this, and then let's say after some people ask me, well, what happens after 6 months that it's not sold? I mean, at that point, you have to kind of have a come to Jesus moment with your client. Maybe it's priced too high. There's might be something wrong. The client can also rent the property out. So if they do decide to rent it out, it does cancel the contingency offer, and then the client can just continue to rent the property out to cash flow it.
Okay, so let me think about this. So let's say me, I want to sell my house.
Yep.
And I'm going to buy another property and I make one of these cash offers and whatever, let's say it's $1 million. What and I write this offer in as a cash offer and I have not sold my other house yet or I'm in the terms. What are the terms on the one now you guys are the cash offer? What are the terms on what I'm paying you?
Of what? So here's what happens. So in that example, let's say the home you're selling is $1 million home. Okay, just to kind of make the math easy, they're going to put the address into the cash offer site. It's going to come back with an offer on that home. So it's going to be a reduced offer. So let's say it's $1 million home. That offer might be 750,000.
Wow, so it's
Okay.
75% of the value.
Yeah, roughly. I'd say that's a good, yeah. So, but what it does, it's more important than what it does. What it does is it removes having to qualify that client with the old mortgage debt. So I can totally ignore that old mortgage debt. And now, as long as the client qualifies for the new home that they're buying, they don't have to sell the old home. They can continue to keep that until they buy the new home. Then they buy the new home and then they, sell the old home. So it opens up, the
I
availability.
guess I'm confused. Walk me through that again.
Yeah,
Me, I have $1 million home. I want to buy another $1 million home, or I want to
yeah,
buy a 1.5 million home. Just walk me through that example.
yeah. All right. So in that example, you have $1 million home. We make an offer for 750,000. Let's say you owe $500,000 on the home, and you have a $5,000 mortgage payment.
Yep.
You're buying a new home, and it's a $1.5 million home, and your mortgage payment is $7,000. Okay. Now, when I'm qualifying you, I don't have to debt you for that $5,000 payment on the old home. I'm only going to debt you for the $7,500 payment on the new home.
Now, am I selling my house? That's what I don't understand. So now I have two mortgages.
You have two mortgages, yep, and you're selling your home after you buy the new home. So this is just an offer on paper. You then have 6 months after you close on the new home to sell the old home.
Okay, so I just have to be able to float both mortgages
Yeah, right. But from a
myself, but you guys aren't looking at that on paper.
right, yeah, from a
And if I
qualifying
can't float
standpoint,
it if I can't float it, you guys own it for 75% of what the value was.
right, yeah. So most likely you're not going to want to sell it to us.
Yep.
You're going to want to sell it on your own to get better terms. But at least we're able to back out the debt that you
Yep.
owe. So, from a qualifying standpoint, we don't have to debt
And
you.
this only costs $999.
That's, yeah,
Okay. And so obviously, the people who are going to be purchasing a home that have a home sale contingency, need to have at least 75% equity. I mean, sorry, 25% equity in their property.
Yeah, I would say it's a good ballpark.
Okay. Now
Yeah.
let's go back to that first scenario. I want to buy 123 Banana Street. The house is listed at 500. I want to offer 550. That's not going to happen. It's going to be somewhere around list price or lower. Is that what typical offers look like?
No, it's the company uses a AVM called Clear Capital.
Okay.
It's a pretty well-known AVM,
Hmm.
and they base it on that. So as a real estate agent, you can enter this information. You'll have access to the portal. Let's say 2 minutes later, you get what the cash offer is going to be. It's not going to be the same offer as like the one where you're the no contingency. You're selling the home.
Hmm.
This is going to be like a real
Cash
value.
offer.
Now, if you are in the instance that the house is going for $100,000 over asking,
Yeah.
like that's not what this is meant for.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean that you are going to find, situations where, um, the cash offer number that we come back with is not 100,000 over asking.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And
Um,
I think
so
the costs are pretty reasonable.
Yeah, and that's the big difference. There's some competition that we have, not really, but they're charging. I just had a meeting with another agent, and it was a relative of theirs that was using the competitor's program, and they were charging them $16,000 on a $400,000 property, uh,
Hmm.
and we would have just charged them, in this case, the 999.
All right, so let's go back. I buy the house. This is option A. I'm a buyer. I buy a house for 500,000. It's now a cash offer. You guys bought it as cash, right?
No, so we don't buy the property. So what we do
Because
is
you'll finance it.
yeah, we end up doing the financing. We get the client a full loan commitment.
Hmm.
They then apply for the mortgage, but we already have basically everything done. So we're waiting for title. We do an appraisal unless we get a PIW, and then the goal is we're going to close and not have to buy the house. The
Okay.
goal is the
So what
client buys
happens
the
if the
house.
buyer somehow gets denied? Then you guys are now forced into that. You're purchasing that house
That's
cash.
right.
Okay. So there's
Yep.
no way it's going to fall apart.
No, no, it's not a game. It's a real
Yeah, this
thing.
is pretty
So
cool. How many of these have you closed?
we just started the program on Monday.
Oh, so you haven't closed any.
No, not yet. No, no, no. The
Be the
company's
guinea pigs.
yeah, the company that we work with on this has been doing it for 2 years.
Okay.
So,
Well, can you send me this video? We have been having a lot of
yeah,
challenges, as you can possibly imagine.
yeah.
Tons of buyers, but we can't get anything accepted
Yeah,
because,
this is a game changer. This is going to change things.
yes, I'm
Um,
going to go ahead and send this out to everyone now as soon as you send it to me.
yeah. So let me finish up. So
Yeah.
this is cash offer, no contingency. Client pays 999 for the service. The other thing that we can do is we can combine the cash offer with the no contingency. So now we have somebody that had a house to sell, made a contingent upon them having this house to sell, and now we're making them a cash buyer with no contingency to sell their home. So I did the math on this. It's about a 350% increase to your current activity.
Hmm.
And then the client pays the 499 for the cash offer, and they pay the 999 for the no contingency. So they pay 1498. They pay it at closing. They only pay it on the deal. So if they get a deal that's not accepted, they don't pay the money. They only pay it if it's an actual deal.
Okay. And you said they can come in with as little as 5% down.
5% is the minimum.
Let me ask you a question. So let's say someone like me who has a lot of equity in my house, and let's say I said, you know what, I want to do this cash offer, blah blah blah, no contingency. But then once I do sell my house, I do want to reapportion the mortgage. Is that something that's allowable?
That is a great segue on my next slide.
Okay.
That was awesome, Michelle. So the next thing we can do is we can do a cash offer plus the no contingency plus bridge financing. So
Mm,
what we do here is client, gets their offer, goes to the cash offer site, gets the different options on their offer. They select an option. They make the offer with no contingency, but then we can also have them take out a bridge loan. So let's say the client takes out a $200,000 bridge loan and they use that money for the down payment on the new home. Now, here's the magic on this. This is the most amazing thing. Now, 90% of the time, clients don't qualify for bridge loans because from a qualifying standpoint, I have to debt them on the house that they're selling and I have to debt them on the house that they're buying. So
Mm-hmm.
for instance, if I have a client that has a $3,000 mortgage payment on the house they're selling, they have a $4,000 mortgage payment on the home that they're buying, that's $7,000 in mortgage payments. If that client makes $120,000 a year or $10,000 a
Yeah.
month, that's a 70% debt to income ratio. They're not going to qualify.
Yeah.
But now with the no contingency piece, I can exclude the $3,000 debt. So now I'm only taking the $4,000 debt, dividing that by the $10,000 income. I have a 40% DTI. So now where 90% of clients wouldn't qualify for bridge financing, now 90% of clients do qualify for bridge financing. So this
Mm.
is a major game changer. And then also the $200,000 bridge loan, it's a 6-month bridge loan. So because it's short-term debt, I also don't have to debt the client for the payments on the bridge loan. The money just they have no payments, the money accrues, then they sell their home and they pay it off.
I see.
So this is a huge game changer. Um, like I said, the client makes no payments on the bridge loan. They're not debted for the bridge loan payment. After they close, they then have 6 months to sell the home. The home has to be listed in MLS. The realtor benefits because they get the sale on the home that they're buying. They also, 4, 5, 6 months later, they get the sale on the home that they're selling. Client pays the 990, the 499 if we do the cash offer. They pay the 999 for the contingency, and then they pay the bridge loan. And then when they sell, they're left with the mortgage that they want, so that they don't have to pay additional refinance fees, like you mentioned.
I love it. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
pretty cool.
information, but I'm glad we recorded that.
Yeah, I know it's awesome. So then, kind of where I see this going is, I see this going as like the Michelle Fermin team's reputation is, hey, if you want to get your offer accepted, you go with us. And it becomes a strategy where you might want to even advertise it on Facebook. Hey, are you struggling with getting your offer accepted? Are you having to make 7 to 10 offers before,
Mhm.
you get frustrated with the market? Come see us. We have a proven strategy of how to get your offer accepted. We average about 1.9 offers per acceptance. So we think
Mhm.
that ultimately our agents are going to be able to increase their business about 350%. We also think it's a time where they can win more opportunities. Um, and you probably already have people you're thinking in your head, like, who do I
Mm.
have that I have
Well,
like
for my agents, absolutely. I'm thinking about this. The
yeah.
only thing is it has to be conventional, no FHA or VA.
Yep, yeah, right now it's just conventional. And then we're probably going to open it up to jumbo, and then we'll probably open it up. Right now it's only single family and condos up to
What's
four,
the cap?
but no, right now no multifamilies.
Oh, no multis.
No, yeah, single family and condo, but only up to 4 units, and then we're probably going to open it up to multis pretty soon.
What's the cap on a loan price or I'm sorry, sale price on singles?
So the loan limit for conventional is just a little over 900,000.
Okay.
So it's pretty close to a million sale price.
Okay. All right. Can you
Um,
send me this video so that I can pass it along to everyone
yeah,
else? I'm sure they're going to be calling you. Is it okay for me to give them your cell?
of course.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, Jim. I really appreciate you and
yeah, my
appreciate you
pleasure.
being consistent. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.